Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the Robuilder YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over how to make Roblox gaming thumbnails, not the ones on this channel because these ones are just a screenshot with some text. I'm talking fully rendered, awesome, bright, colorful, click, yes, big thumbnails. Anyways, guys, first things first, hop into Roblox Studio, go to your plugins, get Already Pros plugin, bring your avatar in, type in your name, spawn at origin, and make sure to click R6. Now that we got this guy all in here, let's just raise him up a little bit, and then we're going to right click, my bad, export selection. I already did this, so I'm not going to do it again. Anyways, put it anywhere on your computer where you're going to remember where it is. Now what we're going to do is open up our little dude right here, delete everything that is not an accessory, so anything you bought on the catalog. All right, so now we have only our accessories, and what we're going to do is export those again. Export selection, and we're going to call this one Robuilder hat. It doesn't matter what you call it, however is going to help you stay the most organized. Now we're going to head on over to Matt RBX's video, Roblox Rig V4 from 2018. We're gonna go to this media file right here, download it. Now that you have it on your computer, you just need to extract it or unzip it. I'm just gonna extract to the desktop. There we go. And then you'll open it up. You'll go to rigs. There's type A and type B, and then there's even something called difference. Type A, wrist follow. I know when switched, or type B. We're going to type B, guys, the easier one. And then there's default or faceless. We're gonna go ahead and do faceless. Now, when we open it up, here's what we're gonna see. I know, there's a lot to look at, but you know what we're not looking at? Our Roblox characters. So we're gonna click the head first, go to our material properties right here, and just get out of here, okay? We're gonna bring in a new thing. We're gonna click the yellow button, image texture, and then new, oh no, not new, open. Find our texture and add it on. As you can see, it's here. Now we just click the rest of these, and we click the little drop down arrow, and boom, we just add our texture onto the rest of those one by one. Perfect. There we go. Now we need our hats, guys. File, import, wavefront. We're gonna select builder hats and make sure we split by group. Now, as you can see, they're in here, but they are backwards, so we're gonna make sure everything's selected, which it is. Press R, Z, and then 180. Gonna rotate them 180 degrees on the Z axis, and they're still a little bit messed up, it looks like. I'm gonna grab them and just drag them down a little bit. Something like that looks good to me. All right, guys. So if we grab any part of this, well, I guess we can't grab most of it. But if we grab this and move it, as you can see, our hats are not connected. Oh my gosh, squiggle body. So what we need to do, click on our hat, go into this little orange square right here, go to parent. We're gonna type mesh and head. So now when we rotate the head, the hat is attached. All right, so the torso is a little bit different. You don't just go over here to parent. You need to click on your little thing, switch this into object mode, click on your object, whatever you want it to be, what your accessory is, and then click on the wires down here, and then do Control P and set this to bone. We're gonna do the same thing for the necklace as well. There we go. All right, guys, now that we have everything attached, we're gonna go down here to pose mode. And as you can see, when we move this, everything is all good to go. We can rotate, and as you can see, the sword and the chain are staying with our torso, which is very nice. Now, I know we're excited to get on to posing our character for our thumbnail, but first, I would recommend just saving this file. It'll just make it so you never have to do all that work we just did again. So you could just hit Control S on your keyboard, and it will save over the file that you opened, or you could go up to file and save as. Save it as whatever you want, wherever you want on your computer. Now, before we can render, we have to tell Blender what it can see in the render. So we need a camera. We're gonna press Shift A and then add in camera. And there it is right down there. Let's just move this kind of out over here. Now, for me, I've set up my keybinds to be 0 to go into the camera and Shift F to fly around in the free cam view. What we're gonna do is just kind of set this up so we can see our whole character in the frame, just like that. And we're gonna click right there, and then we're gonna press 0 again to get out of our camera view. But now our camera is set where we want it to be. All right, let's jump into our render view and see what we got going on. Okay, it looks like our accessories are a bit transparent. To fix that, we just have to go down here, scroll all the way down, and change alpha blend to alpha clip. And we got to do that for each accessory. Very simple, all done. What we want to do next is add in some lighting, because what is a render without lighting? Let's go to lights, and we're just gonna do a point light. Put it right in front of our character and a little bit to the side, so we can create a little bit of depth, a little bit of shadow on the other side as well. And I'm gonna make the power up to like 70, which is, I know, quite a bit. So this light that we've already placed is gonna be called our key light. We're gonna place another one by pressing Shift D in the back, sort of on the opposite side of the key light over here to reduce the harshness and shadows. And then we're gonna reduce this to 50. It does not need to be as bright as it's not the main light for your character. I'm gonna put mine around right here, sort of in the back, a little up, just like that, guys. Now we're gonna add one more light, which is arguably the most important light. This one's gonna be our backlight. It goes behind the character a little bit up, and we want the head and shoulders to have a bit of a highlight on them. So what I'm gonna do is turn this one all the way up to like 300, which I know it's kind of nuts. Let me see. Let's put this in the middle, bring it in, and see how this looks. So with this light and without, as you can see, our highlights on the shoulders are just pretty nice. All right, so our lighting is looking okay, but not exactly the best. What we're gonna do next is go to a website called polyheaven.com/HDRI. So here we could get an HDRI. I think I want an outdoor one with a pretty sunny sky. Let me just look through these real quick and find the one I would like. I like this one. I'm gonna grab 8K and download. This website is completely free, by the way, so don't be scared if you want to go hop on and check it out. Come on, internet, you can do this, buddy. All right, once it's finished downloading, you just want to grab it and drag it onto your desktop, and then you're gonna go to the world right here, click on the little use nodes thing, switch color to environment texture. Now you're like, whoa, this is a little crazy. You're gonna click open and find where you saved it on your computer. Mine's right here. Oh yeah, looking nice. Now we don't want to see this whole background when we're rendering, so yeah, let's click on this little guy, go down to film and click transparent. And now we still have all the benefits of it and we don't have to look at it. Now that we're done with the lighting, I'd recommend saving it again, just in case you crash or you want to use it later, anything. There we go. We're gonna come over here to our file format and go to PNG, and we're gonna switch this to RGBA. Only a couple more things that we've got to do before we can click that render button, guys. First things first, we're gonna add ambient occlusion. You can kind of see what this does. Let me, as you can see, it kind of just helps with our shadows. And if we put this to like, I don't know, 0.2, it just looks quite a bit better. Up next, guys, screen space reflections. What I'm gonna do is click on this, go to right down here, and where is specular? Right here, guys. This is like a metal chain. I'm gonna increase the specular and the metallic. Oh, not that much, geez. And I'm gonna bring down the roughness, because roughness makes specular like they kind of are opposite from each other. So I'm gonna bring this up just until we get our chain to look nice and shiny. As you can see, there's a bit of a reflection on it now, which I think looks really cool. The body parts, I am gonna change. I'll probably put roughness all the way up for the body parts here. And then lastly, in our render settings, film is still transparent, but we're gonna go to color management. The look is set to none, and we want something else. So let's go medium contrast. You know what? We're actually gonna go very high contrast. Oh, no, we're not. That's ugly. Yeah, I just checked a bunch of settings. I think medium contrast is what's gonna work best for us. Now that we have all those settings done, guys, once again, we're gonna click that save button. Now we're gonna click on this guy on our little frame here, go down here and go into pose mode. And now all we gotta do is pose our GFX, guys. We're gonna go into material just so it's not in the rendered view. Makes it really easy on your computer and everything like that. Ooh, one more thing. I'm gonna go to the face, go to UV editing, switch this to our main thing right here. There we go. Material preview over here. And then we're gonna tab into edit mode, press A, U, and project from view. All right, so this is a glitch. It's supposed to just show up over here, but it's not, and I'm not sure why. All right, guys, I finally fixed it. I just did this little drop down, and I guess it was on the wrong thing, so I just clicked UV editor, and boom, now it's popped up once again. And if we do U, project from view, we can clearly see our head right here. We're gonna press A, G, and then in 0, gonna put this right here, and now we don't have a face, so we're gonna go back to our layout view, I guess defaults, and there we go. We finally have a posable character. So now that we're here, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna click save again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pose this in a walking pose. Make sure we're clicking on the rig, go down here, go to pose mode, and now we can just rotate everything however we want, like this, and then we could do RX, something like this. Anyways, I'm gonna get a nice walking pose going, and then we'll be able to render. Alright guys, now that our walking pose is done, we're just gonna press F12, and that's gonna render out our picture. And now that the render is done, we're just gonna click on this image thing right here, save as walk, because that's what we're doing in here. And then we're just gonna save image, and now I'm gonna make another one for this thumbnail. I need a running running one as well. So pretty much the same thing, just a bit more exaggerated. I'll do that, render it out, and then I'll see you guys in Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, there is a website called what is it? Photopea, maybe? Yeah, right here. And it's basically the same as Photoshop. It just has a bit less, less stuff. So if I go to new project, create, and this is pretty much how Photoshop looks, except you get ads and a little bit less features, but most of it's there, I think. All right, now we just hop into Photoshop, go to File, Place Link, and we're gonna go find our little renders we did right here. We'll grab the walk one first. I'm gonna put that right here, and then we need the run one as well, and I'll put that one over here. Make it a little bigger so they kind of match in size. That looks good. Now the angle's a little different, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this thumbnail yet, but I'm going to try something. I kind of want to get the backgrounds thrown together. I'm going to go into some random Roblox games, take some screenshots, and try to throw them in the back. I could render these out as well, like build them and render them out, which I might have to do, but I'm going to try not to have to do that. I've got one for this side already, and I'll show you guys how to blend this a little bit better, because right now you can clearly tell it is a avatar on top of a background, and there is definitely some ways we can blend that and make it better. But let me get this other screenshot first. All right, this will work for now. This is my first thumbnail in this style. I usually do the green grass with the blue skies, but I'm trying to get a little out of my comfort zone. What we're gonna do up next is draw a little white line here by grabbing this tool, and let's do like this. That looks fine to me. Perfect. And then I'm gonna add a little drop shadow by going to blending options, click on drop shadow, and that's a bit harsh for me, so I'm gonna bring back its opacity, and let's see its spread. There we go. That looks a lot better already. Now, here's a little trick for your before and after thumbnails. So I'm gonna add this vibrance, or here, we'll just do it like this. I'm gonna click on this background and press Control U, and saturation up, all right? And then on this side, I'm gonna press Control U, saturation down. This contrast is the biggest thing for thumbnails. It doesn't matter where you are or what community, contrast, guys. Now, let's get to working on a bit of this other stuff. I think this background needs to be a little bit bigger. I press Control T and scale it like this, just trying to make the player kind of proportionate. And now I'm going to do Control J to duplicate this, Control T to grab this, and then flip horizontal. Oh, not horizontal, flip vertically. And now scale it down just a little bit like this, put it behind it, blending options, color overlay, and we want to make that black. I think you guys can kind of see what we're doing here. Let's make this more like that. Actually, the sun is on the back of them, or our lighting is on the back. No, it's on the front. So we're gonna put this like this. Now, as you can see, it's a bit harsh. So we're gonna go up to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, add a little bit of that. And then we're going to bring the opacity down. And now it looks like our shadow is on there. We're going to do the same to the other side. Up next, I'm going to start adding on some effects and all that good stuff. So let's go into blending options. We're going to do a bevel and emboss. These are my settings here, if you guys want to copy those. We're going to do a stroke, make that a bit smaller, probably black. And then we're going to do an outer glow, but it's going to act as a second stroke. Something like this, guys. Now I'm going to go up to filter, camera raw filter, and play around with all these settings a little bit. There's a lot to play around with here. All right, if you want to pause the video, here's what I've come up with that I think makes it look the best. Do okay, and look at the difference from this to this, guys. So all we're gonna do now is right click here, copy layer styles, and then we're gonna paste them onto our other guy, paste layer styles, and then just look at this difference. If we go to filter, camera raw filter, and apply previous settings, it just looks so much better. Now I am gonna kind of desaturate this side just a little bit so we have that before and after effect still. I should probably up the saturation in the back just a little bit. There's a fine line between the contrast and a dull thumbnail. What we're gonna do next is go on to this guy and we're gonna duplicate him, move him back a little bit, and then put him below our run. Now we're gonna remove all the effects, add a filter, blur, and motion blur. This is gonna make him look like he's running quite a bit faster, guys. As you can see, looks pretty good, and it's just that little effect that will help sell the vision. I am gonna try to add a motion blur on this as well, but not a harsh one. Maybe something like that. For the faces, I have organized all these. I have a ton of faces, as you can see. These are from packs packs that I've bought throughout the times, and some of them are even free faces on Google. So type in like cartoon face PNG on Google, see if there's any nice ones for what you want to use. First things first, we need a sad face. I like this one. So I'm going to hide the rest of these and take this one with Control T, and we're going to put it on this guy because he is a slow Nancy, okay? I do like to oversize my faces just a little bit. I think it helps. Up next, we need a happy face. I'm going to use this one right here. So I'll hide the rest of these. Control T, and we're going to get this onto this guy. Now, as you can see, the head is turned, so I'm going to hold Control and kind of manipulate so it looks like it's a bit more on the face. Something like this, guys. All right, so now that we're at this, we just have to add text, guys. I am going to try something a little bit new in this spot because I think, well, I know I need to learn the new styles so I can get some views. So let's make a little black box. We'll go like this, make that black, and then opacity down. This is just going to break up the background from the foreground. All right, and I do have some pre-made text styles as well, as you can see. Here's all the effects on them right there. And values you can kind of just play around with, but we're going to put this over here, make it say 9999, and then we need to mess with these settings a little bit because they don't really work after you shrink the text. Drop shadow distance, inner shadow distance, and the other inner shadow distance. Something like that, just like that. And now we're going to copy everything with Control J. We're going to move it over here, and then we're going to change this to speed 1, shrink the box, and now we kind of just need to organize a little bit. I think I'll put this here, and this one, I think they should both be on the head. Looks decent. I want to change the color, because once again, contrast is very important. We're going to do a nice green, and then we're going to change this to a dark green. Actually, we're going to do a light green, because I think it looks better. All right, and if there's anything that emphasizes speed in a game, it would be those anime lines. Throw these on, Control T, scale it down so it's on this side only. Bring this over. I'm going to move this behind most things. We just need it in front of the background, and I just want like the tips on it, so I'm going to do it like this, and then I'll cut the rest of it off. And just like that, we have a Roblox gaming thumbnail. I know I've got a lot to learn still, but I think it looks pretty dope, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if this video did help you, please make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.